Hey there, welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up and install Hermes Agent to run locally on your computer. This is essentially an autonomous AI agent that learns based on what you do, similar to OpenClaw, although I actually like it a lot better than OpenClaw, and it integrates with all of the coding agents that you might want to use. You can run sub-agents, you can use it to do all sorts of cool stuff. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. Please go ahead, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I look forward to showing you how to set up and install Hermes Agent on your computer. In this video, we're going to be setting up Hermes Agent, which is quite similar to OpenClaw. It's essentially a self-improving AI agent. I've got the GitHub pulled up over here. Currently has around 140,000 stars on GitHub, so it's really taking off and becoming more and more popular. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've just created a graphic over here that's kind of like a big picture overview of the Hermes Agent. It's an open source self-hosted AI agent framework that self-improves, so it abstracts successful work into reusable skills that get better over time. It also has persistent memory with searchable session history, persistent notes, and a growing model of user preferences. And it includes 15 plus platforms, one gateway which connects to your command line interface, Telegram, Discord, Slack, WhatsApp, etc., similar to an OpenClaw, with flexible development so you can run it locally on Linux. I use Debian, and there's 200 plus models, so it also integrates with OpenRouter, something called News Portal, OpenAI, and other local endpoints. And it has a lot of advanced features built in, such as cron scheduling, again similar to OpenClaw, isolated sub-agents for parallel work, and tools for learning data generation. And in order to get started, you're just going to come over to the website here. This is the official website for the Hermes Agent, and you can see the one-line curl command right here that you're just going to copy and paste. So if I copy this, I can come over to my terminal, and I'm just going to run that. And what that's going to do is it's going to install the Hermes Agent. As you can see right here, it's an open source AI agent, and it's just installing all of the packages that it needs. And it should be interesting to see how this works. Again, I haven't really been all that impressed by OpenClaw, but maybe Hermes Agent is considerably better, and that's what I want to find out in this tutorial. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's continue installing the Hermes Agent. So now we're getting, it says Hermes Agent does not require or retain root access, which is good news. And I'm just going to go ahead and install the build tools. I will need to enter in my password real quick. So we'll wait for this to get set up, and we can also come over to the GitHub, which I'm going to leave a link in the description below to, so that you can go ahead and get started. It's completely free to install. And you can see here that you can also use any model you want. So that can include OpenRouter with over 200 free models. It's also got NVIDIA NIM built into it as well. But we won't really need to use a lot of these in order to get started with Hermes Agent. So we can see over here it is still installing the dependencies. This might take a little while, and then once this is done, we can just go ahead and set up the Hermes Agent. And here we go. So now it's installing some of the TUI dependencies, which is basically like a graphical user interface that you can run inside the command line. And now, as you can see, we are now setting up Hermes Agent. So we have the option to either do a quick setup, where we just provide the provider, model, and messaging. That's the recommended setup. Or we can do the full setup to configure everything. In this case, I'm going to choose full setup. And you can see here, the setup wizard has started, and now we can select our different providers. So I definitely want to make sure to turn on OpenRouter. I will need to enter in my API key. I'm just going to hit enter to cancel for now. We can go ahead and set up some other ones here as well. So again, if I want to use OpenRouter, I will need to enter in my API key. So I'm going to come over to OpenRouter.ai, and we're just going to grab a new API key right here. So I'm going to get the API key, and we're just going to call it Hermes in this case, not to be confused with the clothing brand. There we go. So we're going to copy and paste that over here. Just going to paste it in, and now it has the API key. So now it's asking for the TTS provider. I'm just going to use the current one for now, and we can also set up the terminal backend. So we could use Versal, or we could run this on a remote machine using SSH, or we could use Docker, or we could also just run this directly on my machine. So I'm just going to choose local in this case. So it's running on my machine. And then we also have the option to choose a gateway. So that could be Telegram, Discord, Cron. You can set up your different gateways here. I'm probably not going to be using this too much from the phone, so I'm just going to use my current working directory for now. And then we can also enable sudo support, which is root access. In this case, I guess I'll turn that on. And then we can just enter in the password. Keep in mind, this would be easier if I were to do the quick setup, but I'm just choosing to do the full setup for now, just to show you how it works. And then for the tool progress display, we're just going to set this to the default, which is all for now. Compression threshold, I don't think we really need to worry about a lot of this stuff. And then the session reset mode. So here we can choose, I'll just use the recommended setting. We'll just go through and set all the defaults for this. And now I have the option to choose my messaging platform. So again, I don't think I'm really going to be using this that much from the phone, but if I wanted to, let's say use WhatsApp for example, I could just go ahead and select that, and then I would need to set that up later probably. I don't think I really need to worry about it too much right now. And then the tools right here, we can go ahead and just select these. I'm probably just going to use the defaults. Video analysis I'd also like to turn on, and maybe a couple other ones here like cross-platform messaging. Computer use, I can turn that off because that's only for Mac OS users, so I don't need to enable that one. Some of these require API keys, so I'm going to choose to leave those off for now, and then we could just press enter. And now it's asking me to choose a provider. It's recommending the local browser, or I could also use like browser-based, which is an extension. That one's paid, so I'm just going to use the free one, which would be my local browser. For this one, I'm just going to use OpenAI Codex for my provider, so that's the coding agent that I want to use in this case. We'll use that one. And then for the OpenAI Codex model, this would be for generating images. I'll just use the ChatGPT Images 2, which I've also made a tutorial about on this channel if you want to check that out. And then I will need to enter in my API key, so I'm going to come over to Google AI Studio, which is where you get your Gemini API key, and then we can just come down here to grab the API key, and then we'll just create a new API key. I'm going to call it Hermes once again. We can select the cloud project. I'll just use this one. And then looks like we have the full thing set up and ready to go. It's ready to start chatting. I've also got the gateway set up, and we can use Hermes Doctor for checking and diagnosing issues. And now it's just asking, do you want to launch the Hermes Chat now? I'm going to say yes, and that's just going to take me straight into Hermes Chat, and boom, there we go. So now we're inside Hermes Chat, and you can see, I guess it's using Claude Opus 4.6, which I would definitely want to choose a different model because I've recently canceled my Claude subscription. If I want to switch the model, I can just type \model, and from here we can choose the model. So I do not want to use Claude Opus 4.6. I'm going to choose OpenRouter instead, and then you can see here I have access to all of the different models. Many of these are completely free. Some of them are paid. I particularly like Minimax 2.5. I use this one a lot in open code. So I'm just going to choose the free model in this case. And now here we go. So now we can just start chatting with the Hermes agent. But it looks like it did have some API call errors over here, which is probably coming from OpenRouter. It looks like it has HTTP 401 user not found. Come over to OpenRouter here, and we can come to models, and then I can just search for Minimax in this case. We'll pull up the free model here, and you can see it's $0 per million tokens, so it's completely free to use, but we are having some issues over here with contacting OpenRouter. So I could also just switch to like Google, just as an example here. We'll switch over to Gemini Flash latest, and then we can do hello again and see if this actually works. But unfortunately, it looks like it's having an API error once again. It's possible that I'm out of credits, So if I come over here, it looks like I still have 39 cents worth of credits in OpenRouter. So that shouldn't be the issue. We could also do Hermes Setup once again. So if I want to open up a new tab, you can do Hermes Setup. And then you could choose one of the other models here. There's a whole bunch of different options to choose from. Or at the end of the day, you can just use OpenCode, right? OpenCode has all the models basically built in for free. So if I wanted to use OpenCode, I could just come over to OpenCode and grab my API key. Hopefully this will work, no problem whatsoever. We could just copy and paste this API key that's already existing. And we're just gonna paste that in over here. And then for the base URL, I think we can just use the default. And we can also set the model over here as well. So if we want to find a model that's free, come over here and we can see here's all of the different free models that are built into Zen. In this case, I'm just going to use Minimax 2.5. So we can scroll down and we've got Minimax 2.7 here. If we want to find Minimax 2.5, we'll just use 2.7 for now. And once again, enter. Just make sure that everything's set up properly. And then that's just going to launch Hermes Chat again. And now you can see I'm using Minimax 2.7 through OpenCode. And you can also see a lot of the available skills over here as well. And once again, unfortunately, I'm still getting the 401 error. It does say insufficient balance right here. So it's possible that I've just run out of credits on OpenCode. So I would need to add a balance. But honestly, it shouldn't really matter because this is one of the free models. So we're just going to come into OpenCode Zen and we'll switch to Big Pickle because I know for a fact that that one's free. And now we can do hello and hopefully this should work this time. So it says, hey there, I'm Hermes, your command line interface AI agent. What can I help you with today? Awesome. So now we've finally got something working using the Big Pickle model on OpenCode, which is completely free. Tell me more about what you can do. So now it's finally working and we can see here that it's now telling me exactly what it can do with the capabilities and all of the skills that it has built in. And it's asking, what kind of project are you looking to do? I can help with coding, research, automation, creative projects, or just about anything you throw at a terminal. I'm just going to type in coding here. And we can use this for building my software as a service as well. So I just want to make sure that we're on the right model. I think it's back to Minimax 2.7. I want to switch to Big Pickle in this case. And we're going to say, I'm just going to say, do a full code review to see what it can come up with. Now, keep in mind, I don't really need to use Hermes Agent to do this. I could just as easily use OpenCode, which I'm really, really happy with. But I did want to see what Hermes Agent can do in this tutorial. So you can see here, it's now getting access to all of the skills. It's pulling in the GitHub code review, which it has access to through Hermes Agent, which is pretty cool. And it's just going to do a full code review on my project directory. You can see it's pulling in all of the files. And overall, this is pretty impressive. It's quite fast. I could also switch to one of the other free models through OpenCode Zen over here. But in this case, I'm just using Big Pickle, which is completely free. And you've also got Minimax, you've got Claude, a bunch of other models built in here as well. But in this case, we're just going to use the Big Pickle one. So right now, it's just doing a full code review. Over here, it's saying some of the different things that we can do with Hermes Agent. So it says, nice, for coding, I'm pretty loaded. Here's what I can bring. So it can basically write in any language in the Linux terminal, which is what we're already using. It can delegate to sub-agents. It can use autonomous AI agents. So in this case, I'm just going to say, set up an autonomous agent. And now you can see it fired that skill off for the autonomous AI agents. And it's listing the agents right now. Here's the 4 autonomous coding agents that can orchestrate with Cloud Code, OpenAI Codex, which I've been using a lot lately. Then it also has OpenCode built in here as well. So there's a potential that I could basically use agents to do all of my coding through Hermes Agent using OpenCode. And the other option is to just use Hermes Agent itself. And then it says, what kind of tasks are you thinking about? A coding feature, research, PR review, something else? So in this case, I just gotta say, do research on YouTube channels in the AI space and we'll see what it can do for research using the sub agents. And while this is running, I'm going to come over here and take a look at the code review. It says overall quality is strong. This is a well-structured Next.js software as a service platform with good separation of concerns, meaningful test coverage on key paths, proper TypeScript strictness, and thoughtful architecture patterns. And then it also suggests priority fixes here as well. Add ZOD validation to the remaining API routes, consolidate the duplicate key takeaways scripts, and expand pricing test coverage for edge cases, and consider transactional guarantees for the Prisma to Supabase dual write path. I don't know what the vast majority of that means, but I'm just going to go ahead and say, what do you recommend fixing? It's just going to go ahead and prioritize these and come up with recommended fixes. In this case, I'm just going to say, show me the three-phase plan so that we'll know what we're fixing ahead of time. Now it's prioritizing everything. It's going to pick a priority level for the fixes, and it's going to lay out the three-phase plan. So I can just say continue. And over here, we're also doing some things to fetch some articles from YouTube in the AI space, and it should be able to give me some results for different YouTube videos that I might want to make. And looks like it just needs to do a curl command on DuckDuckGo. So it's going to use DuckDuckGo for the search engine, and we'll just allow that. It is doing a comprehensive breakdown of the best AI YouTube channels. So it's basically just giving me a list of different AI YouTube channels that I might want to subscribe to. So that's not exactly what I wanted, but it's definitely pretty impressive that it's able to do that. Now, if I want to check my skills here, I could do /skills, and we can see these are the different skills that we have access to. And we can do skills browse to browse the different skills that we have access to. And boom, so there's a lot of the skills that are built directly into Hermes Agent. We've got 1Password set up through here, which is kind of cool, and a bunch of other ones as well. So yeah, it's definitely something that you need to play around with. Overall, pretty impressive. I definitely like the way it looks running in the terminal compared to something like OpenCode. And just to wrap up this tutorial, I want to show you something that I've been able to accomplish inside Hermes Agent, which I was having problems with inside OpenCode in my previous tutorial. I was having a lot of issues with the graph with the candlestick charts displaying correctly inside this app. And luckily, using Hermes Agent, I've been able to get this working properly now. So there's a specific use case where it works really well. You can see the graph now displays correctly. And basically, I just had to update one of the packages, and Hermes Agent was able to do that quickly and easily. So pretty cool.